This is Alberto from A2C Tactical Academy, and today I'm going to install a performance trigger for a TX22 Taurus 22 long rifle pistol. This is a $30 trigger improvement for the Taurus TX22, and in my opinion, for that kind of price, you just can't beat it. If you can make that pistol so much better with $30, why not? I made a previous video. I'll put the link down below to that video where it's basically an unboxing, review and shooting of a TX22 Taurus pistol, and I noticed that the trigger assembly moves back before it actually makes the action that you would expect of a trigger. The manufacturers, I think, had it intended as a trigger safety, although there is no actual trigger safety in the pistol. A trigger safety in my mind, I guess, is a little dingus, a little piece inside of the trigger that when you put your pressure on it, it releases the trigger to move back. I think that's the intention of the mechanism internally, but there is no trigger safety, so it's kind of useless. So I took onto the internet and found a site, keeptinkering.com. I'll also put the link down below. They manufacture a number of performance triggers and improvements for Taurus pistols, not only the TX22 but the G3 family of pistols. So I ordered this little thing here. It's a performance trigger for the TX22. I will be installing it, and from what I look in his video, the manufacturer's video, which goes into very detailed explanation of why this works better. I probably won't go into that much detail, but I'll just install it and show you what it is. But from what I saw, it not only eliminates that wobbliness, that extra movement in the trigger, but it also shortens the reset, and it makes a already very good out-of-the-box trigger a much better trigger. This is the installation of the keeptinkering.com trigger improvement or performance trigger for the TX22. I have here my armor's block, small little hammer, a couple things here in my punch kit. We'll be using a 1/16 punch. That's about the only punch you're gonna use. And let's get my pistol here. Okay, so orientate it the right way. First thing we do is take magazine out. Make sure it is clear. You can see here it is clear. All right, and we're gonna take it apart. Pull down this lever, fire it, and then this whole thing comes off. This is where we're going to be working. We don't need this part for now. And so there are 4 pins that hold the firing assembly, if you will. This guy, that guy, this one, and this one. So there's 4 pins. These are spring pins. They have a rounded side, if you will, and a flat side. So they go one way typically. And make sure that the punches you use are made for roll pin punches or spring punches. Let me see if I show it to you guys here with a larger one so you can see the detail. You see here, this punch has a flat surface, but it also has a little ball in there. Okay, so this is a roll pin punch. If you use a flat one, you may kind of bend the spring pin, and I mean, it'll work, but it's preferable to use the appropriate tool. All right, so we got to remove these pins. Go from the right side of the pistol towards the left and just take them out. They're fairly easy to take out, so here it goes. There goes one. I like to keep things oriented, so I'm gonna keep them in the way they came out. That's just me organizing things. You can do whatever.
There's another one. This one here. One more. And the last one. Last one. Alright.
Once you've done that, this whole entire thing pushes out. See, comes off. There are some springs in there, make sure you don't lose them. Okay, here goes. So that's the entire assembly, and that's just the empty frame. So move that aside. Slide lock spring is housed right there. It's very, very small. So this is the slide lock lever. It just kind of goes into this part, but there's a spring right in here held by this little leg right here, so make sure you don't lose that. And that on this side here is the trigger bar, and there's another spring. So you can just kind of separate these two. That goes to the side. So when I release this guy, I have to make sure I don't lose that little tiny spring, the slide lock spring, which is right here. See that right there? We'll set that aside. And this is the slide lock lever. This pin right here, this big one, is what holds the trigger in place, right? And you see how this, in the keep tinkering trigger, this is fixed. So the trigger assembly can only move this way. This one here, you can see I can move the trigger a number of millimeters without even tilting it. Anyway, so I'll use my 16-inch punch to take this spring, make sure it doesn't fly. So it's just kind of trapped in here in this pin. There it goes, right there. And this is the trigger bar. Spring here. All right. So once you've done that, the trigger bar is actually captured inside of this. It's held by this complicated mechanism, so I'm going to take that out. To take that out, you have to, you see, this is what I meant. See, this movement, that's your intended trigger safety. And if it had a dingus in here in the middle, I understand it, but it doesn't. So let's take this pin here that holds the trigger. So this is very simple. Right here, and the trigger comes out. Once you've done that, you can see this is the flex that I've been talking about, right? So this is held to the frame of the gun, and in order for you to fire the pistol, this has to move first so that it engages this part. It doesn't add any safety to it. So I will need the trigger bar. I don't need the trigger assembly, so I'm going to take the trigger bar out of there. Okay, so that fell off. After you've taken this pin that was in there, this assembly comes down, and the trigger bar is actually just held right in there. I don't need any of this stuff. I won't need it. So I'll just put it like this, save it somewhere in case I need to, you know, put the pistol back to its original manufacturer's function. So I gotta find a hole here. Where the heck is it? All right, I'll set this aside. We just need this. Now, to get back to this guy, trigger bar needs to be held by that pin. So I need that pin retracted just a tad, enough to put the trigger on it. the trigger bar. There it goes. So I can barely see it from here. Now I can put the trigger bar where it needs to be and push the pin the rest of the way. Be gentle with it. Oh, there it goes. All right. So now the trigger bar is there where it needs to go. It's time to reassemble everything. So here it goes. So this goes in there with this pin. Just gotta see it here. There it goes. Here's the front side of this. Okay. Now we need the spring that goes in this lever right here. There. And I'll use the punch to put it in the pin it needs to go to. All right, there it is. There it is. All right, now we go with the slide bar. Oh, I need the spring. Spring goes in there. That goes here. So that's that. Just kind of hold it with your fingers like this. So this is the whole assembly. And now we put it in here. So the way it goes is that it just kind of goes in there. Ah, you can see it right there. And right there. And that's basically it. And now we gotta put it in the pistol. Alright, I'm gonna try to put this, kind of get it started so it doesn't move on me. Alright, it's a little more complicated here. There it goes. Alright. There it goes. Alright. Took me a little bit because, well, this is the first time I've done this. And I actually just saw Keep Tinkering's video. And, okay, so all the pins line up. I'll verify that right there. So I'll get the pins started in the same direction they went out. So for me, that was this way. Okay. And he suggested this in his video, so I figured I'll do that. He suggested testing function of the trigger without putting them all in case you missed something, right? So I'll do that. Put it together again. Let's see here. Come on, where's the, oh, here it goes. Pistol still clear. So no more wobbliness in the trigger. Oh my God, that's such an improvement. Reset and fire. Wow, that is definitely an improvement. I really like this. This is definitely much better. So no more wobbly movement. The trigger just goes. Here's the wall. That's fire. That's reset. That's fire again. This is amazing. There you have it. Keep tinkering. Improved trigger. Very nice action. Really like it. So for $30, I don't think you can go wrong. This has been upgraded, and I'm gonna try it out. I got my 16 round magazines here. Full. I do like the short reset. It's very short. Okay, I'm gonna unload and show you. Clear pistol, nothing in the magazine. So here's the reset. So click, cycles, and then look at this reset. It's very short and it's ready to go again. So that mushiness that the Taurus factory trigger had is gone. So pretty happy with that upgrade. And shoot the whole magazine to make sure that it functions correctly. All right, so I really like it. That trigger was very easy to install. You have to discard the old factory trigger, but everything fits just like it. It is very crisp, very short reset. There's no more movement. It fits excellent. So super happy with the upgrade. There's others out there. There's a flat trigger. I haven't tried those yet, but so far I'm happy with this one. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I really appreciate the help in growing this channel. Until next time.